y'all, so today I'm going to be giving y'all a step-by-step tutorial on how to make a pair of pants. Let's say you're going out, you got something to do, you got an event to go to, but you ain't got nothing to wear. You should be able to cook yourself something up. You get what I'm saying? So at this point, I'm just picking out a nice fabric. I go for stretchy because stretchy is good for beginners. It hugs the body nice and it's easy to sew. The first step is just laying out your fabric, getting all the lumps out, making sure that it's straight on both ends, both sides of the fabric, because we're about to cut, but just make sure everything is lined up properly before we do. Our next step is to place our model of pants on top of the fabric so that we have an example of what we want to cut. So this way is with no tape measure. And with cutting around it, it's important to leave room to sew. So when we cut, we're going to cut an inch off the pants to give that room in that space to sew. Next step is to snip, 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 snip. And we're just going to keep cutting until our desired length. So as long as you want the pants, you just keep cutting. Now we turn the pants the other way. At first we were cutting the front. Now we flip them around and we cut in the back. You can see the tag of the pants. And we do the same exact thing, leaving an inch, so that about an inch. Like I said, there's no measurements on this, but you know, leave a little room to sew like we said before. So just snip, 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 and then you try to cut even as possible to the other pant leg. So now we're preparing to sew. We're going to use these pins to keep the pants in place. This is going to be either the front or back seam of the pants, and then we're just going to sew right along here. And as you sew, don't forget to take your time, it's no rush. Next step, now that we have the front and back seam, we line the pants up together just like this. We take our pins and we pin up the sides where we're about to sew. So now we're about to sew the pants together, okay y'all? So you just take the pins, put them on the outside, don't forget to leave room to sew, and then you get back to that sewing machine and sew the whole pants up. Now we got a visual. We got the pants put together now. Now we take some elastic and we measure it to our body. And where the elastic comes together is where we cut. And with this next step, we took a scrap piece of the fabric and we're getting ready to make an elastic band to go at the top of the pant so that it can be, you know, more of a clean look. So we fold the elastic into the fabric, take a pin and pin it in place so that it won't move. Our next step is to fold the fabric over and put pins all the way down because we're getting ready to sew this together to add to our pins. And right here I'm walking through where we're going to sew at. We're going to sew right along that line out there, not where the fold is, but where the opening is where we're going to sew. Next step is to attach the band to the pin. Where our opening of the band is going to be, I place that symmetrical to the top of the pants. So that's where we're going to sew along. Be sure to sew above where we just sewed. So that stitching that you see already from the elastic band that you made, sew above that. And now we're going to cut off our excess that was too much. You just go ahead and cut that off. And then we're going to close it off and go ahead and sew along where we just cut. And here's the top of the pants. The bottom. Last step is to hem the bottom of the pants to give a cleaner look. You just fold it down and sew right along the bottom. And now you have a pair of pants.